If you can't watch a full podcast, watch a clip instead. You'll be as entertained and as informed. That's my guarantee. That's why you gotta subscribe to Dostcast Clips. What is the religious significance of the Vishweshwara form of Shiva? Why is he considered to be so important?
Great questions. So I think it's not that Vishweshwar is the greatest Jyotirling or anything of that sort. I think all the Jyotirlingas are equally important. But since it comes from a place like this where salvation is assured, it has a certain immense reverence and devotion in the minds of the devout Hindus. Now, there also in the book, I do talk about was it always Vishweshwar? Were there other lingas too, which were as important? In fact, Shiva himself mentions in the Skanda Puran, and I quote him, so to say, to say that there are 14 lingas which are very important, and these form a lingatmak swarup, or a physical form like a human body. So there's one linga representing the head, one representing the eyes, the ears, every part of the body, and in that the two right hands of this Purush that Shiva draws out are Vishweshwar and Avimukteshwar. So these are the two more important lingas. Now, Avimukteshwar, over a period of time, and in a city like this, which has seen series of iconoclastic waves, it is very obvious and probable that some lingas lose their significance, or some shrines lose their significance. There is transposition and translocation of existing shrines, and something else starts occupying more importance. So it is quite possible that at some point maybe Avimukteshwar was more important than Vishweshwar at some point, maybe before the 10th century or 11th century, though both have been spoken of as the two right hands, but there are verses which says the whole world worships Vishweshwar, but Vishweshwar worships Avimukteshwar as his guru. So he's considered the senior of the two lingas. So there are various such this ones, but I think now Avimukteshwar has been relegated to the background at least for close to 1,000 years now. Right from the 13th century, around 1200 or so. Once Kutubuddin Aibak, in his first iconoclastic wave in 1194, destroyed all the temples, I think from then on, while Vishweshwar kept resurfacing, Avimukteshwar's importance slowly started receding. So much so that the 1460 text that I spoke to you about by this man, Vachaspati Mishra, he makes a equivalence of the two, saying Vishweshwar itself is Avimukteshwar, and the two are the same. And so even the grand temple is built again by Narayan Bhatt in 1560. There is no place at all for Avimukteshwar initially in that grand temple. Vishweshwar is the centerpiece. It's only that Mitra Mishra in the Tirtha Rahasya, he pulls out this other, verse which I just said, that these two were the right hands and he is the guru and so on. And in his text, he says, no, there are actually two separate lingas, and he seems to be the more senior and the more revered in some distant past. And so thereafter, a small portion of that temple space is apportioned to Avimukteshwar also. But 1,000 years is a long enough time, and so for 1,000 years, Vishweshwar has been such an important shrine for the devout. And every time it was destroyed, and as I said, there were several iconoclastic waves. 1194, there was Kutubuddin Aibak, who first demolished all the temples, close to 1,000 temples in Kaashi. And Hassan Nizami, one of the contemporaries, says the amount of wealth that was taken over on 18 camels and about 300 elephants was taken off from Varanasi. Which was the capital then of the Gahadwala, kings of North India.
Who was able to sort of take care of the city and the temple for a while?
Yes, almost close to more than 100 years, several of them. After the decline of the Pratiharas, the Kalachuris, Paramaras, and all of them, the Gahadwalas were the ones who ruled a large part of North India. They even shifted the capital, political capital, to Kaashi. So since the time it lost its political significance during the Shodasha Janapada times, finally Kaashi for a brief while became a political center under the Gahadwalas. So this shifting of shrines and importances, that is something that is, as I said, very probable in a series like this. So 1194 Kutubuddin Aibak destroyed it, and then 1236 to 1240 you had Razia Sultan. In just 4 years that she ruled, she still managed to find the time to go and build a mosque there, which is still there as the Razia Masjid there. And some people say that is the site of the original Vishweshwar temple. And so there is also another temple very close to the Razia mosque today, which is called the Adi Vishweshwar temple. And so some believe that that Adi, or the first, means that is the original site. But the distance between that temple and the Gyanvapi mosque that we see today is hardly about 100 yards or so. It's just across the street. So it's not so far from each other. And so 1236 you had that, but by then you had the Vishweshwar temple coming back in circulation.